Hello, this is Lisa Hazard and Misty Lure, and we have Terry today, and this is We Are All Psychic, the podcast. Today we are going to talk about a lot about cats, but first I want to ask you guys, and Misty, I do want to hear your answer again, just in case it's changed. Do you think we're all psychic?
Yes, get it.
Okay, what about you, Terry?
I do think we're all psychic. I think we all have the gift of foresight. Not everybody knows where it's at or how to tap into it, so to speak. Like I've I've read tarot cards and runestones for probably 25 years or so, but I use the book, I don't have anything memorized. It's mostly for myself, like if I've got something big going on and I need to make a decision, stuff like that. I'll pull them out and wipe the dust off of them and do a reading for myself, to help me just
Yeah.
as a guidance, kind of thing.
How long have you
But
done that?
probably 25 or
25
more
years.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a long time.
A long time. Yeah.
Long
But
as I've done it,
again,
yeah.
it's not my gift. Otherwise, I would have it completely memorized. I wouldn't have to use the book. Um, but we all have ways to tap into that. Like the probably one of the easiest ways for anybody would be through dream interpretation, because we all dream. Even people that say they don't dream, they do dream, they just don't remember it. And you can easily teach yourself to remember your dreams. You just have to go to sleep with the intention of remembering your dreams. So, like, maybe you have bad dreams and you don't want to remember your dreams. Well, you can go even further with it and you can teach yourself to have lucid dreams. If you have lucid dreams, you can completely control what's going on, but your dreams are telling you something. They're telling you something, and it's very much like a psychic tarot reading or something along those lines. It's there for you always. Uh, so yeah, the lucid dreaming, you like say you're having a recurring nightmare, so you don't want to remember your dreams. If you're lucid, then and you're dreaming, you can control it, and you can actually, like, if there's this demon dog that chases you every night, and you don't want to go to sleep, you go lucid, and you're dreaming, you can totally control it, and you can stop it, and you can turn around, and you can talk to that demon dog, or even pet it, and it may even communicate back with you. And
Show
then
no
it turns
fear to
out that
it.
it turns
Yeah.
out that it's a gentle giant that, you know, so dreaming is one big thing that anybody can do. But for
Yeah,
me,
nobody
myself,
knows how to explain a dream and what it is. Nobody can explain that in
right,
science,
right.
science,
But
But
scientific.
yeah, we
yeah,
all do
you can
it. Yeah.
actually go
Yeah, like a
places
reason
you've
for it.
never been. You can go places you've never been in your dreams and see things that you don't know exist, and then look it up the next day and find out, wow, that was spot on. Like, I went to the Eiffel Tower and I had no idea what it looked like in person or what these rooms look like, but I saw it in my dream, and then I look it up on the internet, and then it's perfect. I was there, but it was a dream, and I've never been there in my my current life, So that's one way. And then there's also nature, everything around you. Everything has meaning if you take the time to pay attention and look and listen and see. Everything's got different meanings, like um, birds, for example. Sure, yeah, you see a bird and it's like, okay, so what meaning does that, what is that meaning? I see a bird. No, it's not like that. It's like every different bird has a different meaning. Like if you see a blue jay, that's one thing, and if you see a robin, that's another meaning. Just everything around you, and it's almost like a tarot reading or a psychic
Or a loved
it
one.
it
You
tells
know
you
that.
things.
Yeah.
It tells you things and it's right in front of you. You just have to know how to interpret it. And luckily today we have the wonders of the internet, Google at our fingertips.
Yes.
And we can look up the
ancient
meaning
knowledge,
of
new knowledge, combined knowledge. I mean, yeah, you can find out and what resonates with you, and
right. Right.
usually
So
one
for
surgeon
sure.
does it, yeah.
Yeah. So for sure, we're all psychic. It's just a matter of learning which area to go into and how to tap into it and
I like
interpreting it.
that. Yeah, that's definitely a great way to put it.
Yes,
And
it is.
I think also what you're just naturally inclined to be interested in is a great place to start. Like you seem to like dreams, and that's where you started, maybe. But you seem like you
Yes.
started
Me
with a lot
too.
from what we've talked about. Now, listeners, I'd like to let you know how we all know each other. We're all in Alabama. Misty has known Teri for a long time, right? You guys have
Yes.
known each other for a long time. I just met Teri, and we should have all three have known each other all our lives, but we've never met. So I've
And
met
that's
Teri more
crazy because
than
it's a
Misty.
small town. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a town over, but it's a town over. It's a long drive, but in a big city, it's not. It takes that long to get to the next suburb, but
Yeah,
here,
it
like 20
does.
minutes. What? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. We've even all been to the same shows at one point in our life, but we
Oh
still
yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
On Facebook, well, we have my husband's friends with Teri on Facebook, and I was like, "How'd that happen? How do you?" He's like, "I don't know. I don't know how I know some people anymore because we're old and we forget how we know people."
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
looked at your picture. He's like, "I just can't remember, but we have Adam Campbell. Yeah, the Campbell. They the Campbells. Like everybody's connected. It seems like through the Campbell family in a way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow.
There's so
Yeah,
many of
Absolutely.
them.
there's so many of them. Yeah,
It's a big family. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. It's funny, but earlier before the podcast, Teri and I were talking about cats. She had written me an email saying let's have a podcast about animals, nature, cats, and I was yeah, because if you're a regular listener, I love cats, and the cover of the podcast is the main cover of our podcast is a picture of a Morgana, my cat, as you might have heard me talk about. If you haven't, I will talk about her
Oh
today.
yes.
Again.
Yes. Morgana's
But
been on there
Morgana
a
was
lot.
she's a wonderful cat, and that was a picture of her from a tarot deck I made, the Temperance card, but I called it Grace in that deck, and that's the picture from that card. And she is a little angel cat, kind
She
of.
is.
She's something. She's a princess, an empress. She's a lot of things.
She's
But
everything.
cats are very meaningful to me. And Teri, as we were talking about something kind of personal at the time, but we talked about her when she was younger, and she said that she had a reading with someone we had on here named Melanie. We had her as a guest on the podcast a couple times, Melanie, and she does past life readings, and she gave all three of us have had readings with her. And Teri said she had a past life reading with her, and she had told her, what'd she tell you about about you with the spirit animals and nature?
So she of course covered the past lives, which covering those explained a lot about why I am who I am, or why some of my personality traits are this way or that way, whatever. But the main thing that she told me was that I was a medium for the voice of nature.
Yes. That made sense to me when I especially after that conversation we had, during that
so like a
conversation.
nature translator.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like and I didn't know it. I've been trying to figure out what kind of gift I have. I know there's something there. I didn't know what, but after speaking to her, it's like I started realizing that I have known it. I have always known it.
Yes, you have.
And so, like, I gave this example to you, Lisa, but I hadn't talked to you, Misty. But, like, for instance, I've got a creek that runs through my backyard, and there's always been a risk of snakes, poisonous snakes, like copperheads and cottonmouths. And so I've always been aware of it and tried to teach my kids to watch for snakes, But I know when there's a snake in my yard before I even see it. I don't have to see it. I know it's there. Most people, they don't know the snake's there until they see it. But in my case, I know it's there because I hear the birds. The birds tell me it's there.
Ooh.
So like they suddenly start going nuts and chirping like crazy. And then you look out in the yard and they're swooping down into this one spot. And I know that there's a snake right there in that spot. And sure enough, it's slithering up in the grass towards my house.
That's so
It-
cool.
Right. So I've taught my kids since young age. Listen to the birds. They'll tell you if there's a snake. You will know. And early on, they didn't believe me. They were they were like,
Well,
"Okay,
of course,
crazy
yeah.
lady, whatever."
You're just mom, whatever.
Right. But it happened one day, and I was so happy. It happened when we're sitting on the porch, and we're all talking and playing or whatever. And then I was like, "Shh, be quiet, be quiet. Listen, you hear the birds?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "There's a snake." What? I was like, "Okay, look out in the yard. See where they're swooping down. See where they're whatever." Yeah, sure enough, here comes a snake. And they were like,
Wow.
"Oh, wow." So, yeah, like they didn't wanna believe me before, but, so I notice things. I can sit out there and I can watch the birds. They have meanings and the reactions, animals' actions have meanings.
And
When
most
we
It's
were
just
people
a
don't
talking,
listen to that. Yeah,
well,
they
yeah,
yeah.
just do.
and when we were talking before the podcast, I was telling her the reason that I even came up was because I was telling her that I had a friend named Tracy who was a roommate of mine. I would call her an animal charmer, and I told her how animals would just come to her when she walked in the room. And as we talked, I was like, "You're like that, aren't you?" You know, and she told me what Melanie said, and she said she thinks she is. So I said, "So you're an animal charmer, Scott?" And then in like we were also talking. You know, whenever I talk to people, I can talk about the juju like with Terry and Misty. I can, you know, now if I'm sitting there talking to like my mom, I might not say, "Well, you know, that's your psychic, blah blah blah." Or I have this guide is telling me blah blah blah. You know, with you, I feel comfortable. I can do that. You know, and we
Yeah.
were having that kind of conversation anyway. So I'm getting from Morgana, who was there, you know, and this cat who's here, you know, they're like, "You're an animal, you are an animal charmer, communicator," you know.
Oh, is
Told
that
me
what
about,
they
and
said?
yeah, and then she told me
Oh,
that about Melanie and Melanie doing that reading.
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
and
so glad.
I got that from them, and she relates to it. So it's like, yeah, it's like your natural inclination, and
She is. Yeah.
that's why, you know, like I think that's always a great starting place for anyone. Like you said, those two things, like and pursuing it. It doesn't have to be like your life purpose to do this, like be an animal communicator as a life purpose. You know, it can be part of it though. It can be definitely integrated. You know,
Right. Yeah.
in any way,
Yeah.
you can make it, and you know, you can use it if you
And
want
teach
to.
it too.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
playing guitar. You don't have to be a pro musician. You don't even have to play the guitar if you know how. It's just a thing you can do. But you know, like this is something you can
I
do.
just
You've
use it
always
for
done.
myself. I use it
Yeah.
for myself as a guide
I have a
through
question
this
for you.
life.
I'll pick your brain.
Okay.
Have you noticed in you probably watch the weather too, right? You
Yes.
notice patterns in the weather. Not
Yes.
this year, but the last 3 years, I've noticed a certain pattern in the spring. I want to see if you've noticed it too and what you think about it. Because this summer was different. Something changed because of
I
this.
know what you're
So
talking
there,
about.
yeah, I've
Yeah.
talked to you about this. There was like a
Yeah.
all for those 3 years in the winter to springtime time like area. It was hot, and then it froze, hard freeze, and then warm, and then hard freeze, and then warm, and then hard freeze. It did that for 3 years, and then warm again. You know, of course. So it did it 3 times for 3 years, a hard freeze. And this summer, the bugs were different. I don't know. Did you notice the hard freezes? And then this year it didn't do it, but last year summer was different. The
I
bugs
did notice it, and that's why I waited to plant anything because I was
were.
thinking it was going to happen again. I was like, I don't know what that was, but
I
you
don't know
know,
what that was either. It was very strange though.
um, and it was always around Easter
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know, and I was expecting it to happen again this year, but it didn't. Like you
I
said, it
was too. I was too. I'm really surprised it didn't. But you know, last summer, did you notice this? Because you watch the bugs and stuff too, right? You watch bugs and
yeah,
seasonal
yeah,
bugs, especially. Well, especially where you live, I'm sure you see the mayflies and you see the June
yes,
bugs because they love water and you're by water. So the
yes.
mayflies this year, from where I am in Decatur, in the kind of in the city, but not downtown, but like on the southeast side, we had no mayflies, and we live near the river, so we drive down there, and you see mayflies when they're there. There's mayflies, they're
Yeah,
everywhere.
right,
But
right.
there were no mayflies, and then in July I saw one June bug, and I was like, "What's this weird?" Did you notice that this summer? Did you
Well,
notice that?
yeah, and I actually went out on my porch the other day and I saw a mayfly on my screen sitting
Whoa!
there. And I thought, that is so strange because I hadn't seen one. I
Yeah.
hadn't seen it flying around, nothing. But this one was right there in front of my face, like
Awesome.
a foot away.
Oh,
And I thought about that. I thought, where are you
yeah.
guys at? What's going on?
Yeah. What is
I
going
mean, it's
on?
almost like I was talking to
That
to
did
the
they
mayfly.
answer?
It
Did
was
she
like,
did she tell you why or he
no,
or
no.
it? They have
I
mouths.
mean,
That's about it. They don't have mouths.
maybe it did talk to me, and I just don't know how to interpret that yet. But
Let's see. Did it? Are you just too shy to tell us what it said?
no,
You talk
don't
to
you?
bugs, Terry, don't you?
The bugs. Man.
the crazy
Hey,
lady that talks to mayflies.
hey, man, I've talked to
Yes.
ants. I have had discussions with ants, and it's a
Hey, ants are cool.
ants are cool, and we've
Yeah,
all
they're cool as long as they don't come into my kitchen.
Yeah, I know, right?
I
Mhm.
know all three of us have had conversations with cats and dogs, especially cats, which is the direction I am turning right now. Right meow. I mean.
Dun dun dun.
Because we got to talk about some cat love. This is a cat love episode, and the
Kitty,
cover of the
kitty.
podcast is a picture of Morgana that Mikey drew for the podcast. So, yes, cat love. What is it? So, to Misty, in honor of today's podcast, Misty did this really cool thing. Misty is very much a dog person, as you know, if you listen to the podcast. She likes the wieners.
I like the wieners.
She likes the wieners a lot. And so she has 2 wieners, and she went out. What'd you do? What'd you do, Misty? Tell them.
Well, my daughter likes to go out, and there's like a big stream in the back of our neighborhood, and they have a lot of wild like cats and stuff out there. And so there's Terry and Lisa talking about, oh, cats are great, cats are wonderful. And I'm like, yeah, well, I got wiener dogs. So I was like, Bella, I was like, get some chicken out of the refrigerator, we're going on a hunt. And she was like, what are you talking about, Mom? And I was like, follow me. And then so we get in the car, and I'm like, okay, where the kitties at? And she's like, what? I said, I know you know where the kitties are. So she took me to the kitties, and we had our chicken. And there was a beautiful black one, gorgeous, and it had green eyes. And if I ever have a cat, it will be black with green eyes, or at least that's what I think. Who knows?
You never know who's gonna pick you.
I love that. I love it. But anyway, there was like 3 cats, and oh, they were so sweet. And anyway, we fed them some chicken, and they really wouldn't come up to us, but we backed up a little bit, and they'd come a little closer and eat. But anyway, we sat and watched and fed them for a good 30 minutes. And it was fun, and me and my daughter had a good bonding time just doing that, even though in the back of our heads we were like, grab one, get it.
Yeah.
But they are wild cats, and they were happy, and they were fed. I mean, even like the neighbors that live down the road, this one little girl came up, and she had the cat food and milk and everything, and was feeding the cats. And I'm like, these cats are very well taken care of. Yeah, I don't need to take them from their environment, so I left them.
Right.
But it was fun.
There's always neighborhood cats. Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
That's what I did in honor of Cat Day.
So she had some cat love today, and she's processing it. She had the experience of cat love, and she almost got one. She had the deep down instinct to get it. So I think she wanted to get it. So she wanted to get that belly. Oh, to get the belly.
I did. But
You're gonna hear some stupid talking soon.
Yes.
I'm
gonna do the right thing, and I'm gonna go to an animal shelter one of these days soon, and we're gonna adopt a cat that needs some love.
Whoa! She told us that, and I was like,
yeah,
that's like
we're gonna do the right thing.
It's exciting, and her wieners will.
It is.
Too.
It is exciting.
This will be exciting, and you're gonna have some like exciting moments between the kitten and the dogs.
And I know. I'm gonna be able to have some good laughs.
The dogs are gonna love the kitten. I think that's gonna be fun.
You really?
So
they're so nurturing. Yeah, your dogs are all snugglers and stuff.
Yeah, they are. That'll be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got an interesting story about cats. I've got cats, and but I'm actually allergic to cats, like highly allergic to cats.
And so am I. So I'm ready for this.
So when I was a child, 4 or 5 years old, we had 2 cats. They were outdoor cats, and I loved these cats. They were my world, like any child, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
so I one day I got scratched by one of them, and I had a severe reaction to it. Like my mom called it cat scratch fever. The doctor said that the doctor said that I was actually severely allergic to cats. And
Ah,
so I grew up with with no cats. My mom
Yeah.
would not allow a cat in her
Yep.
house
That
for
was
good
me.
reason, you know.
Yes.
If I go to a friend's house that had a cat, I immediately my allergies would just blow up. I
Me
knew they had a
too.
got before I ever saw it
Yep.
because, you
yeah.
know, within
Dandruff.
minutes,
Yeah.
yeah. But what made it harder was that I was never allergic to kittens. That because they're not
Really?
mature,
Oh.
they don't produce the dander.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm not allergic to kittens. So I could play with these kittens and snuggle with them, and they'd be all over my face, and it's the
Oh.
sweetest thing in the world. But I knew I couldn't take them home with me, so it made it
Oh.
harder, you know, in a way.
Hmm.
Sounds like my
But
niece. Yeah, my niece had that.
Hmm.
She was older. She lost her allergy. She got lucky.
right, so when I was late teens, early 20s, I uh, I started dating this guy that had a cat, and I wanted to spend all my time over there with him that I could, but his cat made me miserable. It was just,
Oh, allergies.
I mean, it was so bad. And I swear I thought this cat hated me because it would scratch
Oh,
me
oh,
every chance it got, and I'd swell up. You know, it was just,
jealous, jealous.
Oh,
yeah.
love.
Misty,
Cat
do you
hate.
remember
I do.
cauliflower?
I
Yeah,
do. I do.
yeah. So his name was Cauliflower, and we called him Collie. But anyway, uh, s- I don't know how long, maybe about a year in or so. Suddenly it stopped. The allergies stopped. The everything, and he stopped scratching me. It
Oh, he's
was
building up an immunity for you.
Yes.
I built up an
Oh,
immunity for him,
oh,
and I got to where I could live with this cat. And then he didn't scratch me anymore. I thought the cat hated me early on,
yeah.
and then
Oh.
he he quit scratching me, and so and I don't know, 3, 4 years in, my boyfriend had to move away and he couldn't take the cat with him. So I talked my mom into taking the cat. And my mom didn't hesitate. She was never a dog person. She let us have dogs our whole lives
Right.
because I was allergic to cats, but she was always a cat person.
Oh,
She just didn't have them because of me and my allergy.
yeah.
So she didn't hesitate to take this cat in, and she fell in love with this cat. And
Oh,
anyway, so now if I live, and I'm still allergic to cats, but if I live with a cat, I'm not allergic to that cat. It's like I build this immunity, or especially if I get them when they're kitten. If I get them when they're kitten, I never have a reaction to them.
Hmm.
right.
So it's like no allergies. And Misty, I'm telling you this
I
because
know you are. I know. It's coming. I know. Hmm.
so
Same thing with me and dogs, but not as
I
bad of a
grew up,
reaction you have. Yeah. I
yeah,
stay with the
yeah.
dog for
So
2 weeks and it goes away. Yeah.
right. So I grew up not being able to have cats. I always had dogs. And then when I started living with this cat and this cat became so close to me, it it's like it filled a void in my life that I didn't know I had because I always had dogs. I love dogs. But there was a void there that I didn't know was there until I got a cat and I was like, this is
Mhm.
amazing. Then my husband and I, you know, we've always had cats. For like 14 years, we had just cats. And then we got a dog after we had kids. You know, we were like, okay, we need to get a dog. We got a dog. And the dog filled that void again that I didn't know was there because, you know, I've had cats for all these years. And then we finally
Yeah.
get a dog. And now I've got cats and dogs. And I realized that I need to have both in my life.
Yeah. You know what, guys? This is what's happening. They're ganging up on me, and it's working. And I'm gonna go get a friggin' cat, okay?
Hey,
Alright?
hey, Misty, they're not the only ones. We're being more subtle about it. We're not kids. We have manipulation techniques, and we're also
Oh,
women.
I know. That's what I'm
We're
saying.
doing a
Yeah.
podcast just to entice the
Yeah, that's
possibility of it
exactly.
being
Yeah.
joyful and spiritual and all
Yes.
enlightening, and it'll
Yes.
change your life. It will change your life in a positive,
Yes.
loving,
Yes.
full of love and excitement. And you're an Aries. It's an adventure. It's a new start. You can take control of this situation and you can own it.
Shit, I'm going tomorrow. Okay.
They're not open on
Carry
Sunday.
on. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
So cat
Okay.
love, that is a beautiful cat love story, man. That's like one of the most beautiful ones I've heard. And I know how much you love the cats.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I just have this like deep down, like I can't explain it. I don't know what it is, but all my life, I mean, when I was a little girl, I thought I was a cat, and I would just pretend like I was one because I wanted to be one. I mean, when I was that's what I
Aw,
wanted to be
kitty
when I grew
kitty.
up. It was a cat until I was just. It was finally I accepted the fact that I couldn't be one, and I'd be a vet and I'd
Aw.
take care of cats. But then I couldn't do that because when I got older, I had more of a I can't put them to sleep thing. When I got to
So
college,
Oh no.
yeah, I just
because
couldn't.
of
There's a hairball.
I
Hey,
had
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Gandalf is coughing up a hairball. I just
Oh.
that's a joy of owning a cat, Misty, that
Yes,
Yeah,
you'll get to
hairballs.
hairballs.
know.
When you hear it, you're gonna think they're
Yummy.
dying. You're gonna think,
Right.
"Oh, he's so cute,
Wow.
man. He's so cute." Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that was like, is he I guess he wanted to have a say about that hairball thing.
Well, he was just
Everybody out
letting me
there,
know. Yeah.
hairballs
Yeah.
are like this. Everybody goes, "What?" What's happening to that cat?
It's dying. What's wrong?
It's a
Yeah.
strange thing. Sorry,
Because of
Terry.
I grew up with dogs, and then I had cats, and now I have both cats and dogs. I don't put myself in the I'm a cat person, I'm a dog person category because
Yeah.
I can't.
Category? It's called the category for a
Category.
reason.
Yes, right, right. No, so I'm
Sorry.
both. So
Yeah.
I just step back and enjoy both of them. But I don't know. Maybe I'm a bird person
You're
because
Maybe
everything.
you're
I
an
think you got
animal
it all. I
lover.
think you're just
m-
nature
Animal
loving
lover.
animals and
Yeah.
my
yeah.
spirit animal is, I believe, I'm pretty sure, is a woodpecker.
Oh
So
wow,
yeah,
that's so cool. Interesting.
yeah.
I love
I'm
it.
gonna, I'm gonna,
I
I'm
love it.
gonna like have to Google that one while you two are talking during the podcast. Yeah, woodpecker meeting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, it is.
First
I
things
love
that
that.
come to mind, I probably can't talk about on the podcast, but
Yeah, I know what kind of wood you're talking about. Yeah, trying to pull a fast one on me. Yeah, yeah. First it's
No
the
one can pull a
kitties, then
fast
it's
one
the
on you,
wood.
Misty.
Yeah. All right, ladies, get your minds out of the gutter.
So back to cat love. Cat love. Oh, how can you not love it? Thank you, Gandalf, for that lovely. Are you okay, G?
Hey, I have a
Oh, you
question
cough.
about cats for you guys. Okay, it seems to be like I'm doing so much research all the times and reading books, and it seems like everything I read, especially when it comes to like spirituality and animals, there's always like a cat. And
Yeah,
so
it's
I
yeah.
want to know, my question is do you think the cats are more spiritually inclined than any other animal?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't
So
think so.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like cats have a psychic ability to where they communicate in ways that other animals don't. I mean, they have something there that other animals don't. Now, I'm not taking anything away from a dog or whatever, but thing is, like if you look back in history, the ancient Egyptians, they worshipped cats. They have
Yes.
gods and
Yeah.
deities named after, that are cats. And then it's such a wide spectrum though, because um, at the same time there were uh, Native American tribes that were scared of cats and didn't want to have anything to do with cats. They thought they had
Superstitious.
Control
Superstitious.
your soul.
yeah, they thought they had a magic ability and that they could curse people.
Right.
So they didn't want anything to do with cats. So it's one of the
Interesting.
few animals that is on each end of the spectrum.
Interesting.
There's a lot of
and-
opinions about it. There's a lot of
right.
opinion about it. Yeah.
Like no other animal is on that wide of a spectrum, like the cat. You got this whole society that worships them, and then this whole society that
Yeah.
wants nothing to do with them, doesn't want them involved
I know
with them at
people
all.
are like that too in general. If you want to generalize dog, and I mean, people
Yeah.
feel about cats, they either love them or they hate them.
Well,
Yeah,
and if you think about it, there's that big superstition about, if a black cat crosses your path, it's bad luck. Well,
Yeah,
you
but
don't
in
hear
some
that about
cultures
a
it's good
dog or
luck.
anything
Yeah, you
else.
don't. Yeah, they're always like a fortune thing around them, like you were saying. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
And-
think like they're more spiritual animal because I think all animals are. But like we were talking about earlier, Terry, like they have a vibrational thing going. It's like I think all animals is separately a part of whatever spiritual aspect they have, but cats are more like they work with what this like higher vibrational kind of energy that they carry.
Okay.
And and what I understand is their whiskers really are like we can't conceive of what they perceive with their whiskers, and all their whiskers are different, and they're all over their body, and they get this information, but we call it feeling or smelling or sensing direction or wind, or we don't know what it feels like to have whiskers because we don't have a sensor for it. And
It's
Right.
almost like when your hair stands up on end on your
Yes,
arms,
yeah.
but
That's a
cats
good-
can feel it all the
There's
time.
something else though.
We
to that.
only feel it
Yeah.
when something's wrong or something's going on, like
Something like that
pretty
would
big.
be I think that might be where like we still have some of that DNA or something, but I feel like
Yeah.
there's the actual whiskers, not the fur, but the actual white whiskers, and even black cats have the white whiskers usually. I'm talking about the big fat white whiskers you see on their sides and on their shanks and on their like backs of their knees, on their back legs and stuff. Like those and their toes, like they have them and all through their toe pads, and they have them all through of course, their face, all over them. I feel like this is I saw this. I think I've talked about it.
Like sensors.
Yeah, they're like sensors, but
Yeah.
like say that.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Terry about, I was trying to explain to my cats that I can't see in the dark. They can't seem to understand that I can't see in the dark. Because like I'll come to my bedroom and sit on one. I'm like, because the lights are out, and they're like, oh my god, I was right here. And I'm like, it took me a while. I finally started figuring out that they can't tell I can't see in the dark, and they don't understand it because everything seems the same to them. But
Right.
but I forgot what I was talking about. I was go back a minute, reel me back. The whiskers. So like, yeah, so it's like if they they that's one way we are different, but let's say we're trying to explain to a cat what it's like to see and they're blind. They wouldn't be able to understand. We can't understand maybe what it's like to have whiskers and what the experience is because we can't comprehend it. There's nothing
Of course.
like you can't say to a blind person blue, it just understand blue, know.
Right. You
there's
can't.
something they can't get across to us that they perceive or experience with these whiskers. It's very different. And all animals, like mammals, all have like you said, Terry, we have the raising hairs and stuff like that when something's going on. There's something to that, to our even our like our fur or whatever we have. Maybe they are whiskers. That's all we got left. But I don't know. I feel like they have they work on a different energy level. Like
with us and our hair raising on end, it only happens in extreme situations. Something's
Usually.
going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Something big's going on. Your intuition is popping. But with cats, it's like constant. They always know.
Yeah, they do
on.
always know something, and they know. I mean, like Terry and I were talking about. I think Misty, I mentioned it to you. Like you can be like all talk about cat love, get you a cat on your lap and just giving it the love on the face. And they have listeners, if you don't know, I'm sure you might know, Terry, cats like on their cheeks. You guys can't see me, I'm doing it in the Zoom video, but like on their cheekbones, like right under their eyes, like that, right along that high cheekbone, they have this like gland that when you rub it, it emits a pheromone. And this is what the Fellaway stuff does for cats. If any of you listeners know what Fellaway is, it's a like a what do you call it?
A pheromone.
Yeah, you know what those are. Yeah, they're like a pheromone thing for cats, so you can calm them down or make them like get along better. And you don't have to use it all the time or anything. That's why I've only used it when when they were very crazy and Ouija was depressed and it only worked for, well, you only needed it for a month. But when you can just do that by rubbing them right there and they'll just love it. And it makes them feel like they did when they were like, I think it
Babies or
was
something.
babies and nursing with and also
Yeah.
when you rub their heads right here, their forehead, like right between their eyes a certain
I
way,
think that's the
it
same way with
releases another
dogs too.
pheromone, like their
Yeah.
mother,
So
Yeah.
like a litter mate kind of thing. No,
like
another
Yeah.
friend of mine,
some of them may have high stress when it comes to like thunderstorms or
yes,
something, but
I used
Mine
mine too.
does.
that is a
Yeah.
way to help relax them.
Right. That's exactly, and that's what it is. It's pheromones. We're supposed to be able to, like get pheromones, but I never react like that to anything. That I would
Oh,
know
I
is a
wish I
pheromone.
could.
I mean,
Yeah.
it just seems to like, and they can snap out of it. It's not like they're doped up or anything because they just go, hey, they're like, hey, they just love
Yeah.
it. It makes them feel happy, and when they go
Actually,
with
I'm
it,
doing
you
it right
feel it.
now to my dog, and she's like,
You like it
"Yeah."
too? Yeah. Dogs I haven't read it, but they have fell away
I
for
think it's the
dogs.
same thing,
They
like
have the
right
fell
there in
away
It
for
that
dogs.
is. Yeah,
area.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
both
I wonder
cats
what
and
that, but do
dogs.
we really know what that feels? I mean, do we have no idea maybe what happens when that, like, inside their
Well,
bodies and their parts and
when we're having sinus issues or something, we're always we're in Alabama and there's a lot of
I am
pollen,
right now. Yeah, I'm just
and
like always
who
down here.
doesn't have issues
Mhm.
with that? So we do that. We rub under our eyes, along our cheek.
Mhm.
Sometimes my cheek actually swells up and I'm just like trying to rub it out, and
Yeah.
it
Or the
gives
head.
some relief,
Yeah,
to me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Akasha showed me that the other day when she
My
was
husband will rub my eyebrows
pushing.
sometimes. Ooh, it feels
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
yeah.
What was she doing? She
She
was
was
pushing.
pushing her like her sinuses in the middle, kind of like where your third eye is. She would
Yeah,
push it up, like,
and
and
squish.
massage it and kind of pull it out.
Oh, that's so
And I
awesome.
started doing that since she said that, because I get horrible headaches, and
Yeah,
it really does work.
that's cool. Yeah. So, Terry, do you have any advice for like listeners or anything you'd like to say?
Well, I would like to say as a disclaimer of sorts, um, even though I build up an immunity to these cats that I'm allergic to, I'm not telling people to go out and get cats. I was an adult and I made the conscious decision to suffer through this cat, and I happened to become immune to it and fall in love with it. And but if you've got kids that are allergic to cats, don't go out and get a cat and bring it home thinking your kid's going to build an immunity to it and it's going to be okay. No, I had severe reactions to it, and it could have been really bad. So I'm not saying that anybody can do that. I'm just telling my story. My
Right.
my story and how I am allergic to cats and I'm still allergic to cats, but I'm
This
not
is how it
allergic to
works for
my
you.
cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is
And
there any way to give advice to the listeners about like how they bond with nature or how they can like get closer, like how you express
oh
how you
yeah,
are and
so just pay attention. Just take a minute and look around at your surroundings and watch. And pay attention to what's going on. Um Like, I was sitting here on my porch today, and I usually sometimes I'll see a red-winged blackbird, and they fascinate me because they're beautiful. But and they actually mean change is coming in your life. Um, so that's the meaning of seeing that bird. But today I saw 5 of them. I was sitting on my
Wow.
porch and I saw 5, and I've never seen more than 1 at a time.
Wow.
I saw these 5 birds, and I dropped what I was doing and I just sat there and watched until they flew away. And the meaning of the number 5 also means change is coming, but it's
Wow.
going to be good for you.
Yes.
So all you have to do is just pay attention to what's going on around you. Nature. It's telling you something. It's
Isn't that the
important.
truth? Yes, I agree.
that's awesome advice and
That's
I
great.
highly endorse it. Speaking of
Me
endorsing,
too.
I'd like to say thank you to our sponsor Everclear. They are awesome. They are an advice app, or you can go, they have a website now. I think you can find them. You get your advice from empaths and psychics, and that's where you can find the guidance you need to create the life you deserve. So Terry and Misty, thank you so much. And listeners, we love you. Thank you for listening. And
Thank you.
Thank you for always being there. You are awesomer than anything else.
You are awesomer.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesomest.
Than anything else. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.